up here not to speak on the state of abortion nationwide, not to discuss the Dobbs case that could potentially overturn Roe v. Wade, but to offer you some real-life anecdotes and encouragement that anyone has the power to save and change lives. A few weeks ago, a woman came into our office to record a podcast. We'll call her Olivia for the sake of privacy. A few weeks before that, she spoke at one of our banquets. This woman has a passion and a talent for public speaking that is definitely noticeable, and she has a steady job and a motivation for living her best life. However, this story isn't one of success in the workplace or a history of being a dynamic public speaker. Just one short year ago, this woman was considering aborting her child. When she came into our office, she brought her husband and her now 6-month-old child. One would never have guessed that just one short year ago, she was considering a supposed quick fix by doing away with that child in the horrific procedure that is abortion. So, why didn't she abort her child? Because women do not want abortion. She was surfing the internet one day, not for her local Planned Parenthood, not for the easiest way to get rid of her child, but to see if she could find any shred of hope left that there was a way for her to get through this that did not include sacrificing her child. She came across Illinois Vitalife's program called Project Love. Project Love is a grant program designed to help women in need. They can apply for a certain amount of money that will give them the boost they need to feel confident carrying their baby to term. This is exactly what Olivia did, and a year later she has a healthy, happy baby, and a steady job, and a supportive now husband, as well as her beautiful, precious child. Women want abortion. Women need abortion to be successful. This is what the pro-choice movement tells us, isn't it? They feed us this narrative that puts women down as weak, incapable, and incompetent, when women are none of these things. Women have it ingrained in them to nurture and care for their child. And, as Olivia said to me that day, when I had my baby, my motivation and confidence to give this baby the best life I could went through the roof. As Mrs. Hanlon said, my name's Savannah Dudzik, and I'm the Communications Assistant at Illinois Right to Life and a Crisis Pregnancy Counselor with Let Them Live. And anyone who follows or participates in anything related to the pro-life movement knows that January is such an important month because it is the month of our Marches for Life. A few weeks ago was the Chicago March for Life. The next week was the Rockford March for Life. And just last night, I got back from the Washington, D.C. National March for Life. Why do we march? Why is this movement so important to thousands, even millions of Americans? It is because there has never been such a human rights violation. An average of 2,363 children are killed every day in America. If this isn't something to be outraged against, if this isn't something to devote our lives to fight against, I don't know what is. After me, Dante, one of the next speakers, is going to talk a little bit more about why it is so important for us as young people to get involved, and a little more on the facts, because we need you to be involved more than ever, because there's evil fighting on every side. But I just wanted to use these few minutes to emphasize that in true, real life, abortion is not empowering to women. Abortion is not a privilege. Abortion is a last resort that we in the 21st century should not even have. So there's often these depictions of pristine clinics where well-dressed women walk into, get an abortion, and then are back on their work phone calls before they even leave the clinic. Let me tell you from firsthand experience, this is not the case. Besides my 9-to-5 job in the pro-life movement, sometimes I crisis pregnancy counsel outside of abortion clinics on the weekend. If you took even 1 hour out of your day and just watched the women going in and out, you will know that the saying that they're strong, confident women who get abortions couldn't be farther from the truth. A few weekends ago, I went to an abortion clinic in Chicago. As always, the women going in have their head down. Most of the time, they're crying. I've witnessed parents and boyfriends yelling at them to get in the clinic. The clinic escorts literally herd them in so that they can't take any options or resources that we have to give them. But this time it was a little more dark, a little more evil than usual, and you could tell that they know that they're losing because of the tactics they're using. I was standing outside the door like I normally do, next to one of the clinic escorts, and she had in her hand something that looked like it was something burning, and I wasn't really sure what it was. I asked her if it was a hand warmer, if she was trying to stay warm because it was freezing. She said, "No, hon, it's witchcraft." This is a lady who works at Planned Parenthood. These are not safe places. These are terrible, evil places that shouldn't even exist. This year we are seeing an end to the pro-abortion movement as we know it. They are showing their sick, rude tactics that don't appeal to me or so many of the women in our generation. We are tired of women being degraded by the horrific procedure of abortion, and we are tired of hearing that we aren't capable of having children and being successful. One of my favorite Bible verses is, "Perhaps this is the moment for which you were created." Esther 4, verses 14. Perhaps this is the moment. Perhaps this year is the moment for which we all have been created. Perhaps this year we will begin to see our nation shift towards a culture of life again. Thank you for all you do to support life. Another quote that I love is, "Whoever saves one life saves the world entire." And I think it's so important to remember that when this fight seems never ending. If we save even one life in our lifetime, that's one life that will hopefully join us in heaven, and we will be forever grateful to us for the role that we played. Thank you.